Where do I start?
What do you mean, where do you start?
Okay. Some colors. Looks good. It's lit. Real good. And I'm live. Alright, guys. Oh, people are showing up. Answer any questions that you have while I work on this. Sorry if I'm... Okay. Hey, Linda. Hey, Kirsten. Hey, Kathleen. Where am I going to start? I guess I will start with, start coloring. Got some scratch paper here. Just want to test out some stuff. Hey, Pat. So I'm going to start just erasing this stuff here so I can start inking and coloring and just make it cleaner. Hey, Linda. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Carol. Hey, Rita. So you guys decided to for me to draw this picture. I had a poll up on Friday and yesterday between the picture of the dinosaur and Akuma and then this superhero. And you guys chose this one. So we're going to be coloring this guy tonight. Hey, Lisa. How's the hotel? Hey, Shirley. So yeah, usually when I'm doing these lives or so far, I've just been drawing and talking about whatever was on my mind and drawing something related to whatever it was that I was drawing. But tonight I will be taking a look at what you guys are saying so I can probably answer more questions or talk to you guys. Yeah, it looks like Julie voted for this. Oh, cool. Thanks, Jennifer. I wanted to have something that I could do very quickly and be very easy. So that's how I came up with my little art signature, which is different from my microchip card, credit card signature, which is just a squiggle. I think that's what most people do, because I certainly can't do my regular signature with that. Hey, Lynn. Selena wants to know, does the superhero have a name? Not yet, but I'm open to ideas. Thanks, Helen. So for those of you who haven't seen me do this before, you might be wondering why I'm drawing in this blue, and it's because if I were to make like a photocopy or do black and white, then this blue actually drops out and becomes invisible. So I like to do all of my my layouts and just kind of basic shapes and forms and sketching that way before I actually commit to any lines when I go in with my pencils or ink or whatever else I decide to use. And I'm just going to be right now erasing this stuff so that I can go in with markers or colored pencils and inks, which I'll be doing tonight, here tonight on this live. Thanks, Stephen. So I hope you guys had a good weekend. Be looking forward to the holiday this week. Sure, it's going to get pretty loud on the 4th around here. If New Year's was any indication of the amount of fireworks that go off around here or in this state, then I think we're in for a pretty loud night. Debbie says, "Amazing Anna." Yeah, that'd be a good. If she were a superhero, Amazing Anna.
Kristen wants to know how you erase the blue without losing the other stuff.
Well, Kristen wants to know how I can erase the blue without erasing the other stuff. Very carefully. I'm just trying to do it. You know, some stuff will get lost, but it's okay. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over with some markers. I want to do that first because what I've found with the pens that I'm using is that the markers actually make the pens what do you call it, like bleed and smear. So if anybody has any tips for that, if they found a pen that can take alcohol markers and it won't smear, then please leave a comment in the comments and let me know if you have found any markers that work better, because I am definitely always on the lookout for good markers and good pens, and I'm looking for a pen that won't bleed if I put markers over it. So yeah. Try to get in here without erasing her face too much. Again, someone wants to know about the blue. I mentioned it earlier, but it's basically because it's if I were to make a photocopy of this or do a black and white reproduction, the blue drops out and it's just the black and white that you'll see. Hey Mike, thank you. Appreciate that. Hey Lisa, good seeing you. Let's see. It's dark. Okay. It's always a little intimidating when I first start coloring. I want to make sure that it doesn't bleed into any of the other parts like her eyes. So these are cool markers because they've got like a skinny end and then they've got a fat end. So if I need to cover large amounts of area, I can use the big side. And then if I want to get in here and do some detail, then this is cool. Thanks, Dana. Appreciate that. Hey, Charlotte. These are Prismacolor markers. They're alcohol markers. I need to get some more. I love these types of markers. These are, they're nice because you can blend with them. There's a lot of markers that if you use them, they don't blend very well. So if you're mixing colors, it's nice to use these guys. Thanks, Elizabeth. Well, if she's amazing Anna, I guess we're gonna have to make her a blonde, right? So, it's funny because anytime I draw a girl, Anna will always say, "Is that me?" Well, in this case, why not? Yes, it's you. It's you, Anna. Yeah. Of course, she's a good kid.
Lisa wants to know what the paper is that you're drawing on.
The paper, just sketch pad, nothing too fancy. What we got here? We got it's a utility sketchbook, excellent for use with graphite, charcoal, color pencils, and pastels. Doesn't say anything about markers though. It's a 60-pound paper, and it's sourced from certified sustainable forests, and it's got a nice medium tooth. I always like a little tooth on my paper. In fact, when my wife got me my iPad Pro, she actually got the screen protector has a little bit of tooth to it, so I love that. So when I'm using Procreate, which is a drawing app, it feels a little bit like how it feels when I'm drawing on a tablet with a little bit of tooth. So that was really a nice touch that she did for me when she got that. Hey, Sharon. Let's see, what are the oranges? What's this color here? What color are we gonna make her? I guess we'll do some Anna's favorite colors. We'll do a pink.
Do you color first and do the Micron outline after?
Yeah, well, so I was mentioning that preferably I would like to do the Micron first, but it bleeds. So so that's why I'm doing it kind of a little bit backwards from what I would tend to want to do, but it's okay. It's fine. But we're getting to a point where I can start doing some inks.
Audrey wants to know if those are like felt pens.
They're kind of like they're kind of, but they're alcohol based. So they again they're really nice for blending, and Yeah, they're really fun markers, and they have like, they're two-sided. So you got the fat tip and then the skinny tip. There are a number of brands you can choose from. Prismacolor's good. There's a Japanese brand called Copic that's pretty good. There's what's the other one that I've used? Tria is another one. My cousin's name's Tria, so I always remember that one.
You bumped your phone just slightly to the left.
Oh, oops.
No, you're okay. Just turn it down a bit.
Sorry, guys.
That's great.
It just like kind of moves back. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. I want to make sure everybody can see what I'm drawing. All right, well, let's start in with some pens here. All right. Use a thicker line for the outside. I always like to do a thicker line on the outline. Thanks, Jennifer. All right, let's see what other pens can I use.
Oh, Debbie wants to know if any of your family shares your talent for drawing.
So I actually come from a family of artists. All my parents are graphic designers. My mom is also an illustrator. I often wonder if it was genetic or if it's was just more of a, you know, the materials were around and it was encouraged or just wasn't discouraged. So I think it's probably a little bit of, probably a combination of nature and plus nurture. So maybe I have some inherited artistic traits, but also I was around creative stuff as a child, so yeah, it was the 80s though too, when I grew up, so it wasn't like I did show an aptitude and an interest, but it was never like we're sending Aaron to art class or anything like that. It was like here's some paper, here's some pens, pencils, and go for it, have fun. I remember I would go into work with my dad on weekends sometimes, and he would have to do his graphic design stuff, but he would just set me up with a whole bunch of Prismacolor pencils and just give me a tablet of paper. And one of the fun things is he always had these the gummy, the kneaded erasers. I think I have one of those right here. So if you haven't seen these before, they're just they're erasers, but they're gummy. So I would sit there and I'd just get a whole bunch of them, and I would make creatures out of them. Yeah, so just sculpt these creations. So that was fun.
Dana wants to know what kind of things your parents drew.
My mom was an illustrator, so she likes to draw kind of fantasy, whimsical stuff. She also does handcrafted ornaments for the holidays. So she makes these really cool like tree ornaments that are like kind of Beatrice Potter kind of animals with fancy outfits and stuff. They're really cool. Or for Halloween, she makes these cool kind of creepy little pumpkin characters with overalls and stuff. I'll show you them sometime. But where was I going with that?
About your dad.
My dad, I vaguely remember him when I was real little. He would draw me pictures, he would draw me different things. Sometimes I'd tell him what to draw, and he would draw me stuff. But he's more of a graphic designer. And fun fact, my dad designed the original Gap logo, with the lowercase GAP, but kind of at the angle. Yeah, he did that back in the 60s when Gap was just like a little store in San Francisco. And they've kept it, and they always bring it back every once in a while, bring that logo back when they want to go retro. So that's kind of cool.
Judy wants to know if you ever got in trouble at school for doodling during class.
Probably. I know I did it all the time. I think maybe if anything, I got in trouble for drawing on my homework and in all the empty space around the side borders and stuff. There'd be little drawings and stuff. I don't remember getting in major trouble, but I know it probably was not, at certain points, was not appreciated. Did you guys used to doodle on your homework? I don't know. I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. I know it's part of my practice. I would get practicing. So yeah, I would draw every day, just for hours. I'd draw just ideas that I had and characters I'd come up with. Lots of doodlers in the audience, yep. Doodles are cool, man. Although, it doesn't help when you're probably trying to learn how to do something in class. Yes, Judy, I am a lefty, I'm a southpaw. It's been interesting growing up being left-handed, because you have to, I think all left-handers are in some level ambidextrous, because you have to be. There's so many things that you can't do or are hard because it's just designed for right-handed people. And so like I can use scissors with both left and right hand. I think when I was a kid, like in the 70s, they first started coming out with those lefty scissors, so I would use those, but they weren't available in real life. So I would have to use my, mom had regular scissors, so I'd have to use them. Thanks, Wendy. Jessica, I think everybody, this is my theory, I think everybody has the ability to be creative and draw when they're younger, and then at some point somebody tells them they can't do it, they're not good, or criticizes them, or they're just self-critical and they just kind of give up on it. But I think all kids are artists, and it's just a matter of sticking with it, because once you get it down, like one thing about drawing for me is it's kind of like riding a bike. Like I don't think I've gotten any worse by not drawing all these years, but I think it's pretty much the same as when I kind of stopped. So I've got like catching up to do in terms of, I've not been improving over the years. I've just kind of stayed the same because I wasn't doing it. So that's what part of this is for, is just, catching up and improving, getting better. Hey Judy, that's cool. Do they like to draw? Are they artistic at all, or are they just smarty pants people? Kathleen's ambidextrous, that's pretty cool. Like, for everything or like certain things? For me, it's certain things. So, like, I learned how to use a computer using a mouse right-handed. So I actually prefer using the mouse right-handed because that's how I learned how to do it. Oh, Doggy, you do Inktober. I've always wanted to do that. Inktober is, you draw an inked picture every day in October. And I know, like, a lot of my friends do it. And I always wanted to do it, but I always just, like, would forget some days. So I just never really did it. Yeah. This year, since I'm actually drawing on a regular basis, I will do it. So I will definitely be posting my Inktober pics every day in October.
Everybody says we should put your drawing materials and pens and whatnot on the Amazon store.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll have to make an Aaron's drawing.
Aaron's art.
Yeah, Aaron's art section. Because I did get everything I bought you on Amazon.
Oh, cool. Okay.
We'll work on that right now.
There you go. Nice. Well, Douglas says they have Inktober 52, which is every week. Wow. For the whole year. That's pretty cool.
Darlene says your profile drawing is excellent.
Oh, thank you.
Sherry says you are definitely going somewhere with this. This is no coincidence you have fallen into this family with your wife so talented in making things happen on Facebook, etc.
She is definitely a catalyst. She makes things happen. She's what they call a doer. Got lots of talkers. She's a doer.
She's what they call stubborn. Everybody wants to see you frame this when you're done with it.
Oh.
They were saying put it up in Anna's playroom.
Oh, there you go. I put it in the hallway.
Yeah.
Lisa says maybe name her Super Unicorn. Could do that, yeah. Thanks, Diane. What was that?
Nothing. Sorry. Christy wants to know if you've considered selling your art and donating the proceeds to the nonprofit to help other AMCers.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Maybe here and there.
Yeah.
Bonnie wants to know if you visualize what you're drawing as you're drawing it.
It just sort of happens. I don't know how to explain it. I just sort of draw as I go, and sometimes I've got a loose idea, But typically, if I start planning it out too much, it to me it just seems a little bit too like stiff. Like it just doesn't seem to flow. The artwork for me. I don't know what that is, but it's just how I sort of operate. Thanks, Dan.
Wants to know if drawing's therapeutic for you.
Oh yes, definitely. Especially like when I was little or when I was a kid. I think it was kind of like therapy for me. Definitely as a little kid. Like I would just go into my own world and process stuff, I guess.
So 2 things. Some people can't hear me, so when you answer a question, they have no frame of reference for what the question was.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And also, Janet says, I've liked and I'm following your page, but I'm not getting notifications. So you definitely want to explain to everyone while they're on that the live notifications are separate from the page notifications.
Oh, yes.
They can set those up right now.
So if you wanna set up notifications for lives, that's different than notifications for posts. And what you'll do is right now there's like, you can tap on your screen if you're using the phone, or I think there's like three dots, and that'll take you through setting up your notifications that way. So anytime that I go live, you'll get a little heads up. This is interesting to me because a lot of times with my drawings, I'll just draw it up to a certain point and then I'll just move on. So this is good for me because it's forcing me to finish. So thank you guys for that. Cool, Claudia got notification.
Mary says, Aaron, you were in a serious accident?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow for my drawing. Yes, tune in tomorrow. I'm going to talk about my accident. So if you've ever wanted to know how I got this scar right here, I will tell you tomorrow.
Make sure to set up those notifications.
Yeah, set up those notifications if you want to find out. Otherwise, you're just going to have to rewatch it later. Linda, I'm not sure when I will go live tomorrow. What are we gonna? What time do you think I should try?
Let them know we've been playing with different
Yeah.
times to see what's best for.
Yeah. So I've been.
Us and others.
Yeah, I've been every day going on at different times to see what works for everybody and what works for our schedule, because we have to do lives for the our other stuff, and then all the chores and stuff we got to get done around the house and behind the scenes stuff. So it's just sort of like, it's definitely like the juggling stuff, figuring out what's gonna work. Michael says, was it an alligator bite? No, that'd be a pretty fun story. I should start telling people that, though. Thank you, Karen. You know, I'm totally winging it. Or as Anna would say, I'm doing it on the fly.
You should remind people to make sure they're following the page if they're watching.
Oh, yes. So I wanted to let you guys know, or to ask a favor, and if you guys are on this page right now and you're watching and you're enjoying it, please like it, but even better, please follow, because I'm trying to get my follow count up, and it will just help the page grow faster. So if you haven't done that, please follow my page. That would be so awesome, and I would appreciate it. And then again, as we always say, please share these posts, share the lives, and that'll also help if you can. Christine says she can't wait to see Anna's reaction to my drawing. Yeah.
You can show her on the early line.
Yeah, we'll show her. We'll show her on Anna's MC Princess Anna live in the day tomorrow.
Carol wants to know if you're allowed to draw any Star Wars, or is that a no-no?
I don't know how that works. I don't know if that's the same as like music and stuff like that. Probably if I'm, I don't know, man.
I think it's if you're selling.
Yeah, if I'm selling it. If I'm just drawing it, then I think that's okay. It's just if I'm trying to sell it and make money off of it.
And right now you're not even monetized, so it can't get convoluted.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not even making money on this right now, because this page hasn't monetized. So I'm just doing this right now purely for fun, and in the hopes that eventually it can start working.
Oh, Leslie says the Star Wars movies, as original works of authorship, are copyrighted works, and copyrighted works may not be reproduced, distributed, or performed, or displayed publicly without permission from the copyright holder.
There you go.
I think that means just reproducing, distributing their copywritten work, like their movies.
Right.
I don't know if you drawing, I would think that would be considered like your own rendition.
What do they call that? There's a term for that. Oh.
We'll have to do some research on that. Because at some point you're gonna talk about Star Wars.
Carol says, maybe no karaoke while drawing. Yes, we will not be doing any karaoke. Well, first of all, because nobody wants to hear me sing, but second, we don't want to get like dinged or demonetized or any of that kind of stuff. All right. Dana, you had a premonition of me drawing Anna as a superhero. Well, you know it had to happen at some point, so it might as well be now, right?
Suzanne says, I use Micron pens in my coloring. What number is the best for outlining?
So the thickest ones that I have would be this 08.
Remember, they can't hear the question.
So the question was asked, what's a good outlining pen for Micron? And I would say the ones that I use, the 08 is probably a good outlining one because you can do a thicker line. Thanks, Sandy.
Jamie wants to know if you're going to fill in the city background.
I'm gonna attempt to, depending on how long it's gonna take. I might go colored pencils just so the markers stand out a bit more. Jamie wanted to know if I was gonna work on the background, and I was gonna say I'm going to. I just don't know how long. How long has it been?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
You're good to go. This is
All right.
This is the easygoing.
Okay.
We'll
just keep
night.
We'll just keep it going.
As long as you feel like you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right.
Do you need anything?
No, I've got my water here. I'm good. I have. I'm ready to go as long as it takes. So as long as you guys want to hang out and watch, I'll be doing this.
Looking great.
Thank you. What else we got here?
Audrey wants to know if you're nervous with everybody watching.
Not really, because here's the thing, like, when you're doing, at least for me, when I'm doing this kind of stuff, I'm still just in here by myself. I mean, it's be a lot different, I think, if I was like in a room and everybody was here. I think I'd be more self-conscious that way. Whereas here, it's like, I can answer your questions and just talk, and it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I know you guys are here, and that it's cool. It's actually kind of comforting in a way. Here's the other thing is, like, I like to go in afterwards, so go in afterwards and erase this stuff, but again, it like pulls up some of the black from the Micron, so I tend to have to go back over again. But I'm wondering if anyone out there has any ideas for that. Like, is there like a pen, or is there something that'll work if I want to go over with an eraser after I'm done that won't lift up the marker or the pen, the black Micron? I don't know. See, had I been drawing for years and years and years like I should have been, I probably would have figured these things out by now. But I've got a lot of catching up to do. But it's never too late. Never too late to do what you want to do and follow your dreams.
Liam says Posca pens?
Liam said Posca pens? How do you spell that?
P-O-S-C-A.
P-O-S-C-A. I'm going to have to write that down.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, thank you. To do some research. Always on the lookout for new things to use, employing new techniques.
Wants to know if you still have some of your older drawings.
I have some drawings in storage back in California, and my mom has some stuff from when I was a little kid. One of my buddies kept all the stuff that I drew, like from high school of mine. He says, someday he's gonna be worth something. My buddy Josh.
Aww.
He's known me since I was 13. We used to make video games together when we were little kids. Like, he's a brilliant programmer. He knew how to program when we were kids, and he worked at Adobe for a while, and now he's working at Disney Interactive. So he's a very good programmer, and I would draw these little pictures, like the characters, and animate them, like do basic animations for them, and he would do the little programs for making these dumb little video games when we're kids. We actually, a few years back, maybe about, I'm going to say 10 years ago or a little while back before that, we actually worked on a project together. We helped this kid that I know. He was trying to get into USC, and he had an idea for a game that he would use to get into USC as part of his portfolio. And so he programmed, my buddy Josh programmed it, and then I did all the artwork and the characters. And it's really, I guess it's a pretty competitive school, but kid got in, so we helped him with that. So that was fun because I got to work with one of my buddies, and then we also helped get this kid into college. So that was really fun. This one. This is the pen. This is a really good. This is a 12. So if you ever want to do real thick outlines, you can use a 12. So like this, you can see it's almost like a what do you call it, a Sharpie, if that's what you want to do.
Says, I love the subtle blush on her cheek.
Oh, thanks. Glad you noticed. I appreciate that you noticed that.
Katina asked if you post the pens and markers to the Amazon store. I've already done that.
Yeah, so if you go to the website, amcprincessanna.com, go to the shop. No, what do I do? What do we do?
The support.
Oh, go to support.
Find our Amazon store.
And you'll find our Amazon store, and
I've already made
there'll be a whole section from my art stuff, art materials, so you can peruse that.
We'll let them know they're already there.
And it's already there waiting for you. So Katina, you can go to our store, Amazon store, and take a look. And as I start using more stuff, I'll be adding to that as well. So it will be growing over the course of time. Thanks, Debbie. Leslie, yeah, definitely we want to make some books. Anna and I we were talking earlier that Anna, originally it was like I would draw and then Anna would write the story. But lately Anna's been saying, well, I want to draw and you can write the story. So we'll see how that ends up. But we want to do one about her and her service dog. So that's definitely in the works.
Phone's shifting right again. Or the book is shifting left from the other. Teresa says, this is so relaxing. I had a rough day and this is helping calm my racing brain.
Oh, wow. Cool. Well, I'm glad, Teresa, that I could help. Sorry that you had a rough day, but hopefully I can bore you so much you can fall asleep and you don't have to worry.
What were your blue pencils called, baby, so I can add them?
They are, the blue pencils are by a Swiss company called Caran d'Ache, and they're non-photo blue pencil. The line is called Sketcher, and they've got an eraser.
Found them. Thank you.
Thank you. Joyce says that now that we're back in Florida, we should do the sun art again. We should. I just saw that in the garage when I was moving stuff around. I found the sun art, so we can definitely do that again. Nancy, you should try to draw. Why not? It's fun. And, you know, you're doing it, you just do it, and if you like it, practice, keep doing it. I find it to be relaxing. Which is why I used to do it all the time as a little kid. So some people wanted to know where I got the name, but my wife and I were trying to come up with some type of a name for, you know, what are you gonna call this? And then she was like, the Friendly Sketcher. And then she's like, the Sketchy Friendler. And I'm like, that's it.
Just being funny.
Yeah, she was just being funny, but I was like, no, I like that. That's what I want. That's what I'm going to be called. So that is the origin of the Sketchy Friendler.
Rhea says, how do you know when you're done with a sketch?
Well, as I was saying before, I tend to just do a sketch and move on. And you guys are making me finish a drawing here, and I'm glad for it. I thank you, because I tend to just kind of keep, like, do the idea and then just move on. But it's always nice when you finish something, get kind of a good feeling. So in a way, you guys are holding me accountable. I would say, for me, it's if I was going to just complete it, just be when everything's all inked in and colored in. And that was one of the problems I had with doing this professionally, because I felt like I always had to make corrections and change stuff, and art director wants this or that, and I don't know if I have just bad taste or whatever, but I would always like not agree. I would do it because that was the job, but I'm like, ugh, I don't want to. Doesn't look good anymore. And then if I keep doing stuff over and over and just keep working it and working it, I just feel like kind of the magic kind of fades away, and it just becomes a mechanical kind of thing. And that's just me. It's my opinion, but.
No, I've done that with stuff. I think that's true. There's always a point where you feel like if you continue working on it, it's like a downhill. Like you start to ruin it.
Right, like you just overwork something, and it just becomes kind of a mush, creative mush. Sometimes what happens is I'll be drawing and then I'll erase stuff, and then I'll realize I didn't ink in a certain part, and I erase it and then I have to redo it over again because I erased the part that I hadn't inked in. But you'll notice like it kind of fades, so like I end up having to go back over a lot of time. Glad you could make it, Gail.
Rhonda says, Nana, the tables have turned. Now it's you we can't hear, not Aaron. That's okay. It's supposed to be that way. Tamara says, I love how you're blending the colors. They are really standing out.
Oh, thank you. Is it Tamara?
Yeah.
Thank you, Tamara.
Remember, they can't always hear me. They don't know what I'm saying to you. Some people seem to be able to hear me just fine. Other people can't. Bonnie says, this is just fascinating, Aaron. You're really, really good.
Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie. I'm just drawing, and I'm glad people like it. That's cool. It's definitely something I always love to just do for myself, but it definitely makes me feel good when people like what I'm doing.
Well, that's good, guys. I'm not trying to take precedence. I'm just here to help him out, read him some comments so he can answer them. And I'm only going to be here on these Sundays. I won't be in the background on his regular drawing days.
Appreciate the help. Because sometimes I get, like, if I'm just drawing on my own and on the regular days, I don't really talk. I just talk, but I don't interact because it's hard for me to stop what I'm doing. Whereas now it's a little bit, it's different because the drawing's already there. I'm just doing more of it so I can pause and look and stuff. But it definitely helps because there's certain points where I get really into what I'm drawing. And so unfortunately when that happens, and if you say something and I'm doing that, then I don't see it. So thankfully Nana's here and she can tell me what you guys are saying while I'm and she can tell me when I'm shifting, because I'm not looking at what I'm doing, or I'm looking at what I'm doing. I'm not looking at what you guys are seeing.
I notice with the shifting is that when the book slides too much to the left and you see too much glass in frame, the camera starts doing that weird
focusing. So it's like confuses the camera with the glass. So you'll start noticing, this drawing starts going this way, but I've got a clear glass table, and what happens is the camera gets all confused when it sees all this glass. It doesn't know what to focus on. So it is good to have somebody be able to tell you when you're starting to slide away.
Martha wants to know if you're going to be drawing Monday through Friday.
Martha, yes, I am going to be drawing Monday through Friday. Right now, we're trying to figure out like kind of what a good time is, because because it's so new. So we're testing out earlier in the day, later in the day, to see like when more people are on, and also like what our schedule is like during the day. So it's going to be kind of trying to figure out what works best. So bear with us, and we'll eventually get there and find us kind of a sweet spot where you can expect me to be on, or at least close to that time. But if you miss it, you can always come back and watch the videos, the lives that I do after the fact. And I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as Facebook. So if you have Instagram, I post pictures of what I've done the previous day, and then TikTok, what we've done is get like kind of a shortened version, so you can kind of see a preview of what I did. But if you want to go back and see the full length, then you can watch it either on YouTube or Facebook.
What's the TikTok and YouTube? I don't know why they're all the same.
It's all the same name for TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. It's at the Sketchy Friendler, or the Sketchy Friendler.
James says, does the wide/narrow angle rule apply? If it's narrow, like tonight, it isn't live on YouTube. Yes.
Yes.
That's
So
correct, that if it's only vertical, then you're only live on Facebook.
okay, yeah. So if it's only vertical, if you see this is only vertical, then I'm only on Facebook. If it's wide, then it's also YouTube. So I wanted to do YouTube tonight, but I don't have the privileges that they let other people do, because I'm still too new. But I'm working towards being able to do lives on YouTube, but I just have to get my subscriber count up and the hours viewed up, and then I guess they'll open that up to me at that point. So bear with me. We'll try to get YouTube up and running for lives, but I will be posting videos from the previous day on YouTube, if you want to watch it over there. What I'm trying to do is get another camera to film simultaneously. So I'm just still playing around with that. It's early days with that. So hopefully everything will be native to each format at some point. What now? What else?
Debbie says that scarf around her neck is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Debbie. So I think I'm gonna go use colored pencils for the background, just so the markers stand out. Vicky wanted to know what digital drawing is. Digital drawing is, instead of using these pencils and pens and inks, you would use a program on your computer or your iPad or iPhone or whatever you're using, and you would draw directly onto into your computer. So you'd be using some type of a stylus or a pen. Like, for instance, I have an iPad Pro, and then I just use this stylus, and then it simulates using regular traditional media.
Becky says, is that a real character or made up?
Made up. This is Becky, this is a made up character. And it's based on my daughter, Anna. Or we've decided that it's become that tonight.
Pamela wants to know if you've ever used chalks.
Pamela, I've used chalks in the past, but like college. That's many years ago. It's cool. It's just kind of messy. I mean, as a left-hander, I always get like this dark line of inks and pencils here, so that just kind of goes with the territory. But I just remember it really gets kind of messy. So I mean, I don't mind doing that. I just would need a place where it could be clean. I could not make a mess with it.
Sharon says a lot of times I use crayons for the background and then buff and blend them.
Ah, so Sharon uses crayons and then buffs and blends them. Yeah, that's a good technique. I've got a whole bunch of different buffing type instruments here, so perhaps I will try that tonight. We'll see.
Lisa says, have you ever tried water-soluble colored pencils yet? You can draw and then paint over with a brush dabbed in water.
So, who was it?
Lisa.
Lisa wanted to know if I've ever used water-soluble colored pencils. Yes. So when I was in my early 20, like 19, 20, 21 maybe, I worked at an art store, so I got to try like a lot of different types of stuff, and one of the things that I got to try was the watercolor pencils. And yeah, they're cool. They're definitely a cool thing. They're fun. Can everybody hear me okay?
Gigi says, do the colored pencils get dull fast?
They can. These ones do. These are the Prismacolors are they're very buttery. I like them. There's other kind, like Derwent is another good brand that I like to use, but they're harder, so they give a different effect. Sorry if I'm making you guys car sick with the shaking. I'll try to hold this paper so I don't shake you guys as much.
Kathleen wants to know if your hand starts hurting.
If I do it for too long, yeah. When I was drawing professionally, like my hand would start cramping up, and I'm probably it's going to start happening again since I'm doing this a lot. But I have like some exercises that my PT gave me, so I know how to like stretch all the right muscles and everything to kind of combat that. But it's definitely something I've got to watch out for. Sorry. Just looking for a pencil, sorry.
Vicky says, this is so fascinating.
Vicky, thank you.
Pam says, what's the best way to help fund your art supply?
Oh. Huh.
I mean, that's tough because it's like a business expense. So I don't know that we need people to fund it.
Mm-hmm.
But if people wanted to do kind things for you and help with something like that, we could maybe like certain times of the year, like maybe around the holidays, your birthday or something, we could put up like an Amazon wish list.
Oh, yeah.
And they could purchase and it would send straight to our PO box.
So who said that?
That was Pam.
Pam wanted to know if there was some way to help fund my art supplies. And thank you. That's really very kind of you. Mostly it's like a business expense, but if you I'm thinking about perhaps like during the holidays, maybe I'll just do like some kind of an Amazon wish list that maybe you could purchase stuff on. I don't know, something to think about. But thank you, appreciate the thoughtfulness. Very kind. Thank you, Wendy. Oh, cool, Marianne. Cool. TikTok, yeah, that's fun because you get kind of like a little abbreviated version of what I did the previous day. So you can kind of use that as a preview if you can't catch me live. Let's see if you want to go watch it on YouTube or Facebook. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find some pencils here.
Marie says, I can think of a story based on this picture. That would be neat when you present this to Anna on the early live tomorrow on the AMC Princess Anna page. If Anna came up with a story.
Oh, yeah, Marie, that's a good idea. And what I think maybe tomorrow on the AMC Princess Anna page, when we go live and I present this picture to her, we will have Anna come up with the storyline so she can make the background to this character. That'll be kind of cool. But she's got a great imagination.
Janet says, I find it interesting how you're leaving a white border around the hero.
Yeah, it just kind of helps her stand out. The white border is just kind of makes her pop a little bit more.
Cindy says this is where she flew up on top of the screen and saved you all from the alien creatures.
Yeah, right. Cindy. or when she decided to fly up to reach the thing on the Tamagotchi on the bookshelf. Just her flying.
Weirdness, I think, because you're too far to the right.
Yeah.
Try to decide between your hand or the drawing.
This way?
Yeah, scoot back towards me a little bit.
Okay. Right. Sorry about the focusing issues.
Christina says that is Anna using her AMC to help other AMCers.
There you go. Who said that?
Christina.
Christina, that's sweet, yes. I can get with that, get behind that.
I will go add erasers right now. Forgot about the erasers.
Oh yes, very important. Erasers. We're going to be adding erasers in the Amazon store. Yes, thank you, Liam. So if you're gonna make a comment and you don't want to like blast by this off the page real quick, to just keep it short. Then I'll be able to see what everybody's saying and see what you're saying.
Erasers are up.
Erasers are now up on the Amazon store. Stephanie says the Microns are not available.
Well, let me see if I can find another set.
Nana's gonna look for another set. So hopefully they will be available.
Oh, that's weird. They both show available to me.
Since on our end, they look like they're available.
Huh.
Interesting. Jennifer, you just saw the new Jurassic World. Was that cool? Is it good? Is it worth watching? Stacy says availability for stuff on Amazon might change depending on location.
Okay. Oh yeah, it might be if you're in a different country.
Christina, you love Top Gun Maverick. I heard that was pretty cool. Did you guys see Anna's dress? She's got the Top Gun Maverick dress. It's got all like the patches that Maverick has. It's pretty cool.
Are you gonna do the buildings?
Yeah, I'll get there here.
Waiting.
Yeah.
I think people were hoping to see them.
All right, let me get to the buildings here. Should I use... Bonnie, will I eventually sell or auction my drones? I don't know. Maybe. I haven't really gotten that far yet.
Lynn, it's only 9 p.m. on the Pacific Coast. We can't accommodate all the time zones.
Yeah, we're trying to do a time that can work for everybody, at least part of it, you know.
But it has to work for us primarily.
Right. And yeah, we try to do our best, but you know how it goes.
Joe says, when you were in Kona in Hawaii, did you go to a beach called Patio Point?
I don't recall a beach called that. There's a children's beach. There's another beach that I went to called Hapuna. But I don't know all the names. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm trying to get this done. Thank you, Joyce. Thanks, Carol. Hey, Leanne. Pahoy hoy. That's what she said. No, I don't know as I have. I've been to Pahoy hoy.
The Micron pen sizes. 005, 01, 023, 58 brush. Those are pretty standard.
Yeah.
Tell Stephanie, yes, what she's looking at is pretty much the same thing.
Stephanie, yeah, pretty much what you're looking at is pretty much the same thing. Pretty standard. As far as the pens go, the Microns.
Can you move the book up? your drawing looks 3D-like.
Cool, thank you. Trying to make it have some depth.
I can't believe that video went viral. So stupid. It's got 1.3 million.
Wow. So yesterday we
I think it was like the day before.
maybe the day before yesterday, there was like these weird like seed casings that were on the roof. So my wife took a video of it and just kind of being a little sarcastic, and apparently the video is blowing up now, and it's mainly due to people like who are like taking the video like way too seriously and getting all upset about it. And it was such a dumb little thing. It was just this weird stuff that we saw on the roof of the back patio, and everybody's like, well, you guys, like, I guess she was like kind of like acting like she was scared of it, but she was kind of just being silly. And people were like, you can't handle Florida, you should just get out of here. So now like the video's gone viral, like people are just commenting. It's like gotten like how many million people?
1.3 million.
1.3 million people have been reach on the video, and it's like you never can tell what people are gonna react to. You think you think about like you come up with a cool idea of, oh, let's do a video about this, and like nobody watches it. And then you just do some just dumb video that you never really think about, and like it's just totally going crazy, like super popular. So I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand the internet. So weird.
It's hilarious.
But you know what? You know, I'm a fan of pro wrestling, and they always say it's better to have negative reaction or attention than no attention. So, I mean, if that's what people are going to watch and it's popular, then so be it. Rather have bad attention than no attention. I guess that's how I feel about the internet. Especially if it's not like something humiliating or anything, you know, if it's just some dumb thing you just did. People want to think that a video of seed casings or something to be controversial about, then fine. Good.
It's so funny. It's performing 11.6 times higher than anything else on our page.
So weird.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
And everybody like has like a theory on what it was that we saw. I mean, we got an email. Somebody like actually sent pictures, and it's just like these trees that have these weird long kind of bean kind of seed things that the next door neighbors have, and it just kind of floated over, I guess because it was really windy and rainy. But I for a little while I thought they were like some kind of weird larva cocoons or something. It creeped me out, man. I didn't want to touch them.
Edna says, what a way to end AMC Awareness Month. Marianne says, I thought Nana was just fine. I guess they don't watch you enough to know. Yeah, they did not get my sarcastic humor at all. I was like, oh, the horror.
The horror.
And they were like, oh, you're making such a big deal out of this. I'm like, what?
I mean, if you're responding, I think you're making a big deal out of it, but you know what? Good.
Chris says Anna was really into the bugs.
Yeah. Anna was definitely into it being, she was hoping that it would be bugs.
Yeah. Tell them what she said about the seeds.
What did she say?
When she dissected the seed and she was looking at the seed, like the inside
Yeah.
piece of the seed. Remember when she found that white line and she was like,
oh, I don't want to talk.
You don't want to tell them?
So weird.
It's not weird, she's smart.
And she is smart. She's like a little scientist. Anna is like a little scientist. I think she'd be a good scientist if she wanted to do that.
Zeta says, but it's Florida.
That's Florida.
Oh yes, Tamara asked if we got rid of the pet wasp.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, I found its withered carcass on the ground today. So it did not survive, and we are safe. And we didn't have to actually kill it outright. It just starved, I guess. It's kind of sad, but better him than us.
Jacqueline wants to know what Anna said. Jacqueline, can you hear me?
Can Jacqueline hear? What was the question?
I'll tell her if she can hear me. Oh, hold on. I'll get you guys a better link. link should work.
What's this now?
There, I tried to, Leanne asked what video we were talking about that went viral.
Oh.
So I had pasted a link, but it was from inside our creator studio, so it didn't work very well. So I had to give them a new link. And Jacqueline was asking what Anna said. So since Erin doesn't want to say it, I will tell you. Anna was dissecting the inside of the seed pod. And when she got to the brown part of the seed, she was looking at it under the microscope. And it has like a white, like a faint white line down the like mushy part that was all the way inside the seed pod. And she looked at me very seriously because she's a smart girl and she knows her science. And she said, I think that part is the sperm of the seed.
Little scientist.
Getting close, baby.
Yeah, pretty much, I think.
Pretty much done?
Pretty much done.
Looks amazing.
Thank you.
Denise says, nice work, Erin.
Thank you.
You have to go over your signature with a micron.
Yeah,
It's fading.
Just getting lost. Get the 08 or the 12. Let's see, the 12. All right, I think that should do it. Hope you liked it. Hope you had fun hanging out with me. I had fun hanging out with you.
Remind them to make sure to click on the video real quick now before you get off.
Oh, yes. I'm going to give you guys a chance to, if you want to follow the lives on my page, then click on the page right now and follow the prompts to get live, follow the lives.
Click the bell.
So you can click the bell, click the dots, click and set the notifications. So I'll give you a little bit of time here to do that. And tomorrow I will be back, well, earlier on the Princess Anna page, I'll be presenting this to her, and then we're gonna have her come up with a storyline and what her powers are and all that good stuff, as she would say. And then later, I'm not quite sure when, but if you have your notifications set, you can watch me go live tomorrow where I will talk to you about the scar on my arm, how I got it. So if that's interesting to you, then tune in tomorrow, folks. All right, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Love ya. Good night.